friends, welcome back to our home. We hope you have had a good March so far. Today is the first day of spring, the 21st. So I'm late for St. Patty's Day decor, but we don't really decorate for that. We don't have enough things, and actually Norm and I are more Swede than we are anything else. But I guess we're part German too. I still like St. Patty's Day fun things, so I have a touch of it here and there in the house or in the yard. We hope you've been well and not had to deal with bad weather. I just put out a lot of green things and just a touch of metallic gold in the living room. I love the green with our gold walls, and Norm sure seems to like it too. He was just standing here looking in here and saying how much he loved this and said it looks so nice I feel like I shouldn't even be sitting in there. Silly guy. But that was a nice compliment. Thank you, Norm. I'm glad he enjoys it. We'll have this up as long as we can. I don't know what I'll get done for Easter in here. It will be a lot of work switching out everything. Norm will try his best. He's starting a Easter window already for you. Thank you again so much for being here. We sure appreciate you and your wonderful comments. Thank you. You're all so kind. I want to start actually in the front entrance. Out here in the front entrance, I thought I would have fun with my frogs and toads and fish, planters or figurines. I really am thrilled when I find a new one. Norm did buy a new frog for me. I think he's upstairs though. I had a lot of these in the living room in previous years and just kind of kept them in there. There would be smaller ones here and there in the other rooms, but I thought, well, these are pretty good size. Maybe I'll just try to use them out here in the front entrance. This guy is ridiculous, isn't he? He is just huge. I may have found him in Hickston, Wisconsin. I think I found a couple of them there, or else it was this crazy affectionate couple. Yeah, they are funny. Over many years, I found a couple of candle holders that were just single ones. I did have this last year where I melted a very yummy scented lemon. No, I think it's a vanilla lime. Really a delicious scent. So I've decided to light that today for you, and I was thrilled. A couple of weekends ago, we went to Hopkins, Minnesota, and in the basement of Antiques on Main, I found this for $20, and I forgot to look it up to see who made that. But it worked out well to just put some ferns that I've used in previous videos, a little bit amongst these 6 art glass roses that I purchased several years ago. I think they may have been like $5 each. It was at an antique mall. So yeah, it was a bit of a splurge for me, but I just couldn't resist them. I thought they were really, really fun. And I did show them, I don't know about last year, but the year before, most likely. And this frog I absolutely love. Oh, let me see. I kind of get an image sometimes in my mind when, oh yes, we were up north at Norm's favorite city, Nisswa, Minnesota. And further north from there, we like to go antiquing at a place that I just can't remember the name of right now, but it is in Pequot Lakes area. So there's a lot of fun shops in Pequot Lakes too. You may be very familiar with the Gull Lake chain and the towns all along that wonderful scenic area up there. And this fish, I just can't remember. It could have been Anoka, Minnesota, but I don't want to get into too much detail. I thought it would be fun to bring down here a couple of the beaded purses that I love to find, not always ones with extremely long straps like this. Crossbody, they would call it, strap. I have, maybe 4 of these now. The last one I found before this was just yesterday. The one before this was yellow and white. And this one in green and white is, well, it's got a little bit of very light yellow, clear beads mixed in. It's pretty fancy. I did stuff it with some crunchy paper to fill it out a little more. This one had the tags still hanging on off the side. We were at Annie's Attic yesterday, and I found some really, really fun things that I'll be excited to share with you in upcoming videos. But this was unused from what I could see. It is so clean inside, and like I said, the tag still hanging on it is a good clue. But it is made in India, whereas the yellow one upstairs, I can't remember, I'll have to go check on that. But they are very washable. They have a nylon lining. Some of them are Hong Kong made. So it's hard to tell the age of some of them, but I don't really care because I think it's really sweet. And I am trying to set up a display of my beaded purses hanging by big white flower hooks in my pink bedroom on one wall. And I did show some of that in an older video from maybe early last year. But I also wanted to share some of the fancy older beaded necklaces. These are called rope necklaces. A lot of you ladies might be familiar with that. These are typically Hong Kong, and it's been something I've looked for decades. So I have a beautiful lavender one, two-tone, of course, maybe a blue one, but I found 2 of these green ones, and they also came in white with just a little yellow flower for highlights and the green leaves. Yeah, so I have 2 of those down here. This is a craft item, and I've often looked for these because they're so reasonable, and I do find them at the thrift stores. So I believe somebody kind of crocheted in a way, or I don't know if they would call it that. Probably not, but it's really sweet. I never attempted any craft like that, and this one is just huge. Great big long thick rope, and I did wear it a couple years ago. I remember wearing it when we went out for dinner one night in the summer. I had this color shirt, striped. And this is a Hong Kong one. The clasp up there underneath, it says Hong Kong. I don't know if that's a kind of a flower pattern or not in there. It's too hard to tell. But it's very marbled, big beads. And I've worn this one before too. Yeah, I used to wear beads a lot more. I don't so much now. This was just a very simple scarf that I thought would be very nice, purchasing it from a thrift store to go with these beautiful, more St. Patrick's Day themed ones. This one's large, hangs down further. That's why I have it draped over up there, because it's actually longer than these two. And this is probably pretty inexpensive scarf. Here's more upright for the pattern. And I've seen this just recently too, and one that was similar to it. It's much softer polyester. Yeah, so I enjoyed doing this out here, and I hope you enjoyed especially seeing the purse from just yesterday. Annie's Attic in Buffalo, Minnesota is very, very fun antique shop to go to. I tend to find too many things, but you'll enjoy seeing the video of it. That will be a little later, that I will get that out. So down here, I just used a combination of some of our biggest fish and frogs, some of our bigger frogs that I shared last year. The middle one is McCoy. That is such an expensive item. I cannot believe what they're asking for little ones now. But I found that only $6, and they didn't have it marked McCoy. So don't tell them. I really got a deal. But yeah, I can't believe no one else grabbed that. My brother gave us that fish, and I have mentioned that. Such a big planter. He gave it to Norm. This, I think I decided to purchase that many years ago. I thrifted that up north in, I think, like Cambridge, Goodwill, or one of those up there, Waite Park area. Could have been, not sure, but I couldn't believe it. I know it's an old Japan little stoneware lantern, luminary. They made owls, of course, and probably frogs. I think I saw a frog just recently. Yeah, it was pretty cool, but too expensive. And I purchased that a long time ago. Love my pretty green swan. I didn't put anything in it right now. The fish is a planter down there too, so I didn't put anything in that either. I was very happy to come up with some glass to put out here this year. I don't know that I've done that for any of the front entrance spring videos. Easter, I probably have done either toys, little Easter toys, or my little hobbyist splatter or drip glaze little mini vases I've done for spring too. So I just don't recall. I typically have had this glassware in the living room, and I did find enough green glass to put on the shadow box in the living room, and I really like how that turned out. But these were probably more pale. The ones in the living room seem to be more your darker, true shamrock green. So these are very, very pale, as you can tell. These are Fenton baskets. I don't remember if that one was, probably, but I just don't remember for sure. Yes, very pale. These two little green baskets, no, it's this one. That one is Vaseline glass. And this one on the other end is also uranium glass. And I didn't really even know much about them when I bought them. Many years ago, I maybe paid like $3 for those. Yeah, I just didn't know anything about it. Maybe where I bought them, they didn't know anything about it either. Yeah, pretty popular now though, isn't it? Oh, and I have one more purse to show you over here. It is really sweet. It's got a flap on each side and two handles, and it's really got a metal heavy duty zipper in there that is really old. So you can just tell by looking at this. This is a vintage beaded purse. Yep, I think it's really a fun color too. It maybe isn't even looking as a lime green, or really, I mean really chartreuse, I should say. This is the yellow purse that I was talking about that I got at Wild Vintage Collective. Also with the long strap. Very nice, brand new. It is a newer item. I didn't know that. It didn't bother me because I just think beaded purses are so fun. This is the tag from the inside. Bouffants and broken hearts. It's made in India. And this is the designer or influencer. Yeah. Sorry, that's a little fuzzier. Yeah. So I see that they are the same design. I really like the green one. I've been having a good time going through my bins of greenery again, and my birds, looking at the birds that I have up on shelving, and going through the frog bins. I have a frog bin, just one, but they barely fit in there. This is the other really pretty candle holder that I thrifted. So that was a nice find, and just one of my very olive green, very thick lucite candles. I have that nice pair. I think that was my very first pair of lucite candles decades ago. I just thought it was neat. I probably didn't even know what they were. This is some pretty crazy greenery, but it is very olive, and it certainly goes with this very olive drip vase. And I've shared this with you many times. I think it is so sweet. Don't remember where I found it, but I think it is so pretty. I just love that bird. I'm sure I shared this pillow before. It is crushed velvet, and I did find it, I think at the time it might have been called Bibles for Missions, and I did wash it. Came out just fine, but it's probably like either late 60s or early 70s, do you think? And I just took out a green heart dish that I had, and this was, I think, last year a new find. I love those sweet ceramic, more fragile planters that are typically Japan. Some of them are Lefton. I don't know if there's a Lefton sticker on the bottom of that. I could look, let me see. No, that's got a Relpo sticker on it. Yeah. I thrifted 3 of those funny little round topiary spheres. But this is a new surprise. It is big. Oh, I was so thrilled. It was a splurge. I don't know if I looked at this even for the past 2 years. The end corner shop next to Amore Antiques in Anoka, Minnesota. There's another one down on the end, and I just can't remember the name of that one either. But it was in the window, and I think I had noticed it there before, but I kept passing it up. I didn't really know if I felt it was too comical, you know. I just fell in love with it this month. It was early in the month. We were in Anoka. I was looking for green things. This is just adorable. I probably could put the light on too to give you a better look at the colors. Can you guess who designed that? Hetty Shoop. It is big letters on the bottom. Yeah, that was a little bit of a splurge for me, but I'm thrilled. I'm so glad I decided to break down. Well, at the end of February was my birthday. Norm's birthday is at the beginning of February. The first week, I'm the last week. I've collected a lot of crazy horse little figurines. Norm's got some of them now in his western room. So I thought I would dig through the horsey bin, it's called, my horsies, and see what I could come up with. The one on the bottom is not a blue-green. The one on the top is showing fine as far as the color goes. I don't know why the one on the bottom isn't though. Isn't that weird? It's not as grassy a green as the old mare up there. He's got gold hooves and gold on his tail. But anyways, yeah, he's not a blue-green. I wish he had more detail on him. He's pretty kooky. I think he was my newest purchase. Early last year or late the year before. And I've shared this crazy little drip glaze swan before, so kind of sticking with some olive tones over there. And the only green grape cluster we have, it's all green. It's a nice one. We found that in New Ulm, Minnesota, at a very nice antique mall there. I'm keeping my light on for over here because it's getting darker out. And it wouldn't, even if it was light out, you still wouldn't be able to see these as well. So I did decide to bring down from my owl bedroom my two very, very old owl huge vases or planters, and I have shared them in past green videos. I found them both up north in the Nisswa, Brainerd, Pequot Lakes area many, many, many years ago. I absolutely love them. I was finding stuff like this at the Nisswa flea market every weekend, all summer long. So I got some real deals on things way back in the 90s. So I just have a variety of my planters that you've seen. But I like the look, again. I don't know if that's going to be bright enough standing back this far. I just talked Norm into this week. Brand new curtains. Forgive me for not having the curtains that were heavier, semi-sheer. These are sheer, and I've just ordered another pair of panels. This is only 2 panels on each side, so another pair. And the ones that we had up, I had them very thick, and it didn't do any good. But they only came to the window ledge, barely. It drove me crazy. This window would require custom-made curtains. And I've just not wanted to spend the money. I don't know what that would cost. I just don't know. I mean, I could have ordered ones that were a foot longer and then had a seamstress in the area shorten them. I could have done that. But we thought we'd take a chance with 84 length, and they don't make it to the floor. I had only like 70 inch in the window. It's a 70 by 70 window. And these don't make it to the floor, but I don't care. I absolutely love this fern pattern. The material is washable. I already ran them through the dryer with a wet towel to get some of the creases out. He just put them up yesterday afternoon. But I do want them fuller, and yes, you can see outside more now, so that means they can see inside more now. And I just want another pair on there. But what we did different too is I couldn't find anything in the semi-sheer that was similar to our older ones. But these are the rod pocket, easy to pull back and forth. I have never had curtains in here or anywhere with grommets, and that's what our other ones were, and they were a pain. I couldn't stand them, and neither could Norm. No matter what I did, they would not stay together. All the seams kept opening, and they were heavy. Oh, Norm said, man, I can't believe they didn't pull the rod down. They were so heavy because I had like 3 or 4 pairs on it. I'm just showing you this too, my favorite little planter. My video's getting too long. So let me stop it here for a minute. I put that little art glass owl back in the owl. I love it there. Norm loves it there too. The others were beautiful, but I just can't stand the grommets. The problem is they would not move over the rod where it came together. The 2 rods come together, expandable. And you could not get the grommet to move up and over it. You'd be swinging and throwing, and you'd have to go get a long pincher handle thing to try to lift it up and over again if you had ever pulled your curtains apart for a while. So that was just ridiculous. So sorry to go on and on about that, about my awful dilemma. I've gone for months with those curtains and wanted to find something different that had the pocket. So I'm very happy, and I think I'll be much happier when we just get a little more material in there for a little more privacy. This is one of the plaques. There's one on each side. The other one has butterflies on it that I said to you that I spray painted a darker green. And first, the whole thing. And then I sprayed from the top edge at an angle down towards the bottom, and it just gave a little bit of highlight on the top. You can see it well on the tops of the mushrooms. So it really gave it a lot more depth and texture, I think. Made them look like they were meant to be that way. These were in browns. Have you ever seen them, the originals? They were wicker, brown wicker with some light highlights on them in yellows or oranges, just very pale highlights. I'll show you the other one. So there's the other one. They've been packed away. I've taken them out maybe a couple of times since we started doing our YouTube channel. I love them. I'm glad I didn't get rid of them. There's a lot of pairs of plaques that fit in this window here on both sides, or a candle sconce. It works really well and fun for me to change it up. So I put the long plant back in there. That is by Miramar, the pottery company of California that did that chartreuse, very textured little planter. I was so thrilled to find that. And just a little piece of art glass on top of the TV that I thrifted. Now I'm gonna sit down on our little orange low footstool here to show you these. I wish I had gotten over to just a wine and spirits store to check if I could get a couple more corks or a bag of corks. All I had was 2 that came in 2 of those bottles. I forget which ones, but the 2 that are shaped the same over here, one is a little more blue-green, as you can see. There's no colored water in them, and I'll have to get, like I say, I'd like to get some nice stoppers that all match. This is fairly new, a couple years ago, and it came with orange water in it. It's koi fish, I think. I don't know, or dolphin? Is this what they call the dolphin design that's on the bottom of candle holders? Like, I've got a pair of them in melt glass in the dining room hutch by Westmoreland. And somebody corrected me. I thought they were koi, maybe called it that, and I think they said they were dolphins. Or the other way around, I don't know. I'll say they're meant to be dolphins. But it's weird, that's the same type of design. So it was clear. It has a beautiful green eye that you can't see, but it is clear. And this one is just very pale. Minty green, maybe. So I did put colored water in both of those, and I'd like to put a little bit of a yellowish colored water, I think, in that bottle. Some of you maybe prefer it in the blue-green, but me not so much. So that's what I plan to do. Sorry I just didn't get them looking better in time for the video. It's getting very late and I really needed to get this done. Hopefully I won't spend as much time over here on the shelving. I've shared all of this pottery before, and I will try to say if something is new. That is a huge Hager vase that I've shared many times. I absolutely love her. She is so gorgeous. A gift from Norm for my birthday 2 years ago from Rogers Antique Mall in Rogers, Minnesota. It's called Antique Mall of Rogers. It's the proper name. And I brought up a pair of those horse bookends. I try to take away the black bookends and the white horse bookends. So I have to try to find as many green things as I can. So you know I've shared a variety of crazy quality Hager pottery and California pottery that is more like your wild olive green with some orange drip or gold on them. That is more California pottery. But there's other weird ones in here too, like I have no idea what that crazy thing is. It was my brother's, the one on the right, and that is so fun. Some of my favorite pieces, of course, are just your hobbyist splatter glaze, and I love this horse. I have one in a little more of a turquoisey color. I wish I could find a gold one, a little more gold. Yeah, those are the only two I've ever run into. And that was thrifted, a crazy cactus last year. Just some more pottery, and I decided to, gotta walk around this footstool here. I decided to take from downstairs a couple of my weeping gold little vases that I've had for many, many years. Well, I think it could have taken a year or more to find a second one. But I wanted to do the gold, I'll show you, because of what's on the center mantle. Some more glass and a thrifted little, is that a conch shell? Vase, so sweet. Found at the Goodwill. And my favorite weeping gold planter, this horse, Trojan style. Oh, I love that. I have to be careful with this light on. I have two of these, and I did share them in spring videos before because I've been looking back at my spring green decor in here, a couple of different videos, and I did see these. I don't care for the brown on it, and I don't care for the dripping. It's just too much going on there. These are made in Italy, and I know you probably think I'm terrible, but I am going to have Norm spray paint them for me with a very nice, we'll get a very nice gloss on it, so it still will look like ceramic. I'm picking this color, and it's called Eden, by very, very olive green, by again Rust-Oleum 2X spray. Yes, I don't care for the brown on it. I'd like it more modern. You know, he's done a good job on that kind of thing. Just sharing what's on each shelf. A little bird statue, they're different, and then two of these smaller hull. They're probably the mid-size one. I have a tiny one I found just this month for the shelving upstairs. I was really thrilled. It's just a little ashtray, but it's so cute because it's super tiny. I'm crazy about it because I do love the chartreuse green so much in spring. So I tried to get something a little more close to the color of this wild fruit bowl. I've shared it many times. I just love it. It's crazy winged horses as far as I can figure out. Norm thinks so too, of course. I thrifted these fairly recently. You saw we were at a Goodwill, probably up in Cambridge area or St. Cloud. They're very, very heavy brass. It was only 3 rings, the ones I found, not 4. And they were pricey, so boy did I find, I think, a real deal. And I'm so glad I got them. Norm thought they were pretty cool. Yeah, this is pretty wild. I don't know if I had, I don't know if I ever found, no, I didn't find this on my own, at least years ago when we purchased it. I actually sent the photograph into a website that will identify things for you. And I don't know if they said what year too. They probably did. I don't know if I still have that information because it would have been on my phone, so it's been downloaded to the computer years ago. But that's not a big deal. It's just crazy. Norm really likes it, and it really does dress up the mantle. So that's why I decided to put just a little bit of, the 2 brass candle holders and some weeping gold things. So this is the other one I found at least a couple years ago, the basket. I'm more attracted, of course, to something like the horse, but yesterday at Annie's attic, I was hoping to find something, and I found a swan, a little swan. So that is on the coffee table. I was really happy to find that. It's a little bit darker for some reason, the gold. It is 22 karat gold. It states it on the bottom of all of these weeping gold pieces. And the date. So that's what's over here. This is a TV lamp of one big bird. We've shared that many times. Very crazy. Pottery, probably California. I would think of this one as being more Hager with the yellow drip. And these two more California. As a matter of fact, I think this one, does it have a label on it? Oh, one of these does. It's probably a really small one up here. Yeah, Torrance. This label you will find occasionally on these wild drip glazed pieces. And you can see the gold is wearing off, but a lot of California pieces will have gold painted bottoms. That's a giveaway. So this is Torrance, California. That is the shape of California. It is Cal style ceramics. So some of my pieces up here do have that little label on it. So this matches the one on the other side. I happen to find 2 of them, and I happen to find 2 of these over a period of time. That I've shared many times is a beautiful planter by Lane and Company from Hickston, Wisconsin. That's what that other horse looks like. Probably should have shown you this a little better. Little too dark. It is evening now. So sweet. That is my thumbnail in the video where we were shopping there at the Hickston Schoolhouse, a 3-level, is it 3 or 4? Oh wow, it is just so fun. I always look forward to going back there. Sometime we will. These are the highly textured vases that planters that I've been talking about in a recent thrifting video. I showed you one that was in white and cream, maybe a little beige, but it was kind of Greek looking style pedestal planter that was taller than this, but I got it so reasonable at Family Pathways in Forest Lake. Yes, I was thrilled. That is Hager. Several pieces we have. The light drip. Hobbyist one. And the California one. The other vase. More glass. And my pretty... I can't think of the name of that green. Celadon green. It's a very weird green. So there's the other one. There's the other bird that is so fun. Oh, and up here, I've had these down on the console table in other years. 2 different style swirled art glass swans with the horse heads. That worked out well. I really love these faux snake plants. They were from Hobby Lobby several years ago. I just love splitting them down here in the fireplace hearth, and we found this brass Roadrunner quite a few years ago. He's awkward to store. Oh, do you hear that wind? Whoa. It wasn't doing that a few minutes ago. Huh. Yeah, the whole time I've been talking to you, it wasn't doing that. That's not because I turned that on, because it just creaked our patio door. It hit the patio door so hard. The wind, oh, crazy. Okay. Oh, over here, do you recall we were antiquing in Cannon Falls? 2 different videos. There's a 4th Street antique mall that had a lot of Viking glassware and Fenton glassware and cabinets and art glass swung vases and very, very nice stuff there. And then a really big mall down the road just a bit is Countryside Antique Mall. And I found this upstairs. It is Hager. I was thrilled. I thought it was a real deal. I was shocked. I don't know. I forget. I can put a little note in there if I'm wrong, but yeah, it was great. So I have mentioned, like on Valentine's Day Décor video, I said I had this faux Christmas type cactus with the red blossoms, but this one I also had bought at the same time, had the orange blossoms on it. So Norm was sitting across the room the other day and he said, "Oh, I like that flowering plant over there." I have the same thrifted fun pillows and small little Afghan folded over there. I love that color combination, and I love granny squares. I hope this works. Maybe not, so I think I will just have to stay off to the side again. I wanted to show this in the morning, so I think I might do that. I will see if I can wait till tomorrow morning and show you what this looks like with the sun shining in. I think it'll be sunny. It'll be brighter anyways, that's for sure. The lighting is nice this time of day because I don't have the sun directly shining in through the window because we are facing south. In the winter months, that's pretty low, but just a little later in the afternoon, then it goes to the side of the house, and it's just nice and bright in here. So I just wanted you to see the color mostly of the glass without that big, bright red lucite lamp glowing in the background. I could have turned that off last night when I was filming this, but this looks a lot nicer, doesn't it? And even with the white curtains behind it. Yeah, I just wanted to give you a different look from a different time of day. You have seen before that I've put drip glaze, large leaf type dishes, platters, chip and dip type beautiful California pottery there, and the back one is much bigger piece with 3 segments. I won't take the time to take them out today because I have done it in previous videos. I've had this swan, glass swan, for quite a while. Quite a nice dark green. I put some little split peas in there, and over there I've tried, started out with white beans in my milk glass planters. That's why I wanted them white, because they are sometimes a little translucent. Didn't want them to look dark. And then I switched to pinto beans, quite brown and speckly, which is the ones over in the planter over there, the plant stand. And then for Halloween, I ended up buying a whole bunch of black beans, and they're expensive. Whoa, crazy. If you can get an off-brand, that's, just for using for your pots. It does look really nice in the fall. Looks like black dirt, but some of these, like frogs and things that are green, little green planters, I thought it would be very nice to try using these little split peas, but they're so tiny. Norm is constantly saying, I see a bean over there underneath this or that. Yeah, that's me. I'm getting exercise all the time because I'm constantly picking up beans. I love this vase. It is so textured. Really, really, really textured. I think that was really neat. I don't know who made it, but I love it. Can't remember how long I've had it either. Quite a while. So I hope you like this. Oh, yeah, this is the swan that I just found. I think it was like 23, but they gave us 10% off of everything. Some booths out there were 20% off yesterday. So we either got 20% or the nice gentleman behind the checkout counter was so kind and Norm said he gave us 10% off everything else. I was thrilled. I liked a little bit of touch of gold. Like up there, quite a reflection you get in the mirror, but I hope you like how all this turned out. Norm really is enjoying it. Me too. Over here, I decided I wanted to look at my large Hager horse statue from Wild Vintage Collective. It was Molly who had it in her booth. Absolutely gorgeous. So I just wanted to look at him for a while instead of being down in the basement. I just thrifted this too late last year. Very sweet little chartreuse drip planter. Maybe you could even, if you had a second one, you probably could put like those beans in it, and or even candy if you really wanted to, and put a candle in the middle for the table. Taper candle, yeah. You could do something like that. Okay, my friends, I better sign off. This is longer than I thought I would take. I am always hoping I can go fast, but you know me, I'm very enthused about these old things. Norm really likes this. That's so sweet. He stood here again knowing I was going to start taking the video and said how much he really was enjoying the green. I really think it's got to do with our gold walls. It's just a good combination. So I really hope you have found this relaxing too. And we both wish you well for your entire spring that we would like to share with you online here. Thank you so much for your wonderful, sweet, and fun comments. You're very good to us. We can't thank you enough, and we wish you the best. We love you guys. Take care. Be well.